and pick New Game. And now I can turn off the skip everything and just skip the unseen, and just skip all the text we have already seen. Oh yeah, Natsuki has some extra creepy faces. We haven't done that yet. That is what I plan to do once we get to the point we actually need to get to. But let's see. Now let's work on Natsuki's route here. And let's see. I think Joy. No, maybe not. Fluffy. Kawaii. Anime. Fireflies, I believe? Yeah, fireflies. That's weird. Huh. That is a tiny bit weird. Anyway. I thought Fireflies would have been one of hers, but it is not. Not music. I think it's Nibble. Yeah. And Doki Doki and Boop, I believe, are both hers. And Hop? Not in Hop. It's not Play. Marshmallow? I think it's Marshmallow. And Papa. That's okay, Papa. Fair enough. And let's see. Jump. I know Parfait is, but it's not here. And Comfort, Rainbow, Passion, Fantasy? Yeah, Fantasy. Malk. Bubbles. Pink. Cheeks. Chocolates. Could be X-Passes. X-Passes would be a thing, yes. I don't think Blanket is. Blanket is hers and Bed is, I believe, Sayori. It's weird. And Whistle, I believe? Yeah. Twirl. So that's all the same, and now we got some actual new text that we have not seen before. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How'd you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga inside a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the sack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better! Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life, and wouldn't admit it if I had. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. Out loud. I didn't even say anything. Vocally. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Surat. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. Puns. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there! Ugh! Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pets on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Eh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Nice blush. Don't just say that! You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Yeah, something in the game not being what it seems? Amazing. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice-of-life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. Besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they all get in their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There's so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gave me a little shove. It just meant that I haven't seen you yet at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well... Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she didn't want to admit something, like how the name of the thing is literally something you make in the kitchen, like parfait. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. It just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple of chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not! Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like... Huh. Well, I'm sorry about your lock screen, but it's good you can actually listen to the stream on the go. Eh? You still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, but such friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish the chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. Being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, we should be in mostly... yeah. And after she gets caught by Monica, she slides a foot away from us. Outside of her threatening to kill us if we bend the manga, she's offering to let us take home. And back to skipping. So we'll show it to Sayori, who's going to have slightly different... Nope, no different critique from Sayori. We will show it to Yuri, who sits there and just kind of scrutinizes the sucker. while spacing out. Immediately tells us this is our first time writing a poem. So just some hidden criticism from Yuri there because, well, we made a Natsuki-themed poem. Monica telling us that our poem is a lot cuter than she expected. Because it reminds her of Natsuki. And funnily enough, if you recall when we first read Natsuki's poem way back when, I kind of said I was reminded of Shel Silverstein. Yeah, guess what the game references? The game was deliberately trying to invoke Shel Silverstein with Natsuki's poetry. So it definitely got the right vibe across, at least for me. It's kind of a nice little touch there, really. Yep. And then Natsuki here is going to pretend to be unimpressed by her poem. However, she can't find anything bad to say about our poetry. She doesn't feel like giving us her opinion because she can't find anything bad to criticize. Yeah, she was impressed by our poem, but you're not going to get her to say that anytime soon. And we get the Eagles Can Fly poem again from her. And now we can skip. And we're going to side with Natsuki. That's a lot of extents there. But yeah, in a lot of cases, yeah, you're going to get some crossover there. Just a little bit. So we're going to still placate both of these two, but we're going to end up consoling Natsuki more. So once again, power of friendship and all that. It's not really, you know, all that groundbreaking either. It's just our character being voice of reason here. Natsuki having trouble actually apologizing for going too far and criticizing Yuri. And she apologizes for talking about her boobs. Sayori in with the save with Yuri. I mean, technically, we saw that before, in a sense. And now back to fast-forwarding through everything onto poem the next. Let's see here. Fancy chocolate. Lipstick, yeah, lipstick. Sugar. Puppy. Party? I don't think party is actually one, oddly enough. Pop is. Bubbles. Games, yes, games. Hair. Kitty. Milk is summer. Socks, I believe? Yeah. I don't think silly is, despite how much it would actually fit. Pretty sure bunny is. Out, maybe? Yeah. Blanket is hers, not bed. Charm new. Street, maybe? No. It's not amazing. Huh. One of these would have to be, wouldn't it? I don't actually know. I don't think any of these actually are. No, yeah, well, let's, embrace. Just to get past it, because I wasn't seeing any of them. Jumpy. Flying, I believe? No, not flying. Pink. Candy. Ribbon. And once again, we have the cookie scene. Cookie thief. Natsuki has dots to show us. It's not long before Natsuki comes up to me expectantly. Yeah, don't worry, I kept my promise. I pulled the first volume of Parfait Girls out from my bag. Natsuki takes it from my hands and quickly turns it over, presumably to check for wrinkles. Hey, I'm not that careless. I handle manga all the time, you know. I just wanted to make sure. Can you blame me for being paranoid? I don't give people my manga every day, you know. Well, that's true. I don't blame you. Well, anyway, let me put this one back. I'm gonna get the next one, okay? Natsuki makes her way to the closet. I follow. So you're gonna tell me everything you thought, right? Where'd this volume leave off again? I forget. The chapter ended with Minori and Alice found... Monica! Natsuki's voice resonates out from inside the closet. Eh? I peer inside. All of Natsuki's books are lined up on the top shelf. Did you move my manga again? Sorry. The teacher got mad at me for taking up so much space in her closet. So I had to move some stuff around and clean up a little bit. It's all still there, I just had to organize it a bit. The top shelf is far above Natsuki's head. She makes a futile hop, trying to figure out how to reach her manga. Jeez, this is so inconvenient. I'm moving these all back down. There's plenty of room on these shelves. Besides, they're all pretty to look at when they're all lined up. Why would you waste that on the top shelf? Natsuki, there's a stool on the wall there. In the closet, there's a collapsible stool that's hanging on the wall. If you want, I can reach up there and hand them to you. I can get them myself. Natsuki grabs a stool from the wall and unfolds it. You think I'm too short or something? Well, I mean... I knew it! Well, you know what? Just watch me. Natsuki hops on the stool, which ends up being a little wobbly because of its collapsible design. Careful! I know what I'm doing! Standing on the stool, Natsuki's fingertips reach the top shelf. The stool would be enough for me to easily grab the books, but Natsuki is being stubborn as usual. 2 weeks to see that the math doesn't work because you read micro as kilo? Huh. Natsuki uses her fingers to scoot one of the smaller boxes to the edge of the shelf. See? Gah! The box suddenly tips. Natsuki barely catches it before it falls to the floor. The stool wobbles. Ah! Losing balance, Natsuki hops off the stool. Thankfully, she was able to stay on her feet. She holds the box triumphantly. There! Having almost fell, Natsuki is a bit shaken up. Jeez. No need to prove yourself to me. There's no way you'll be able to get the bigger boxes like that. I can reach them, so just... I said I can do it! I don't want your help, okay? I'm gonna get a chair, so just hang on. Natsuki forces her way past me out of the closet. Let's see... Classroom chairs have desks attached, so they're too inconvenient to fit into the closet. Aha! Natsuki trots over to the teacher's desk, which has a computer chair behind it. She rolls it on its wheels back over to the closet. It's a little dangerous since the chair swivels and rolls. But I've already learned my lesson, so I keep my mouth shut. Eesh! Natsuki climbs onto the chair and then slowly balances onto her feet. Since she refuses my help, I take a seat with my back against the side of the doorway and simply watch. Aha! There we go! Yeah, that would be a little bit different, yeah. Yeah, kinda gotta make sure you get the right prefix on the numbers there. See, I can easily do it now. Natsuki grabs a stack of manga and bends down to put it on the shelf below. Ah! The chair swivels. That is the face of someone who has seen some things. Or at least the face of someone who has just turned and seen something they wish they could unsee. That is a special face. And I will say that it has... She saw Korekio's home life. Ah. And it looks like the stream, while not being entirely stable, has stabled out quite a bit since the start. It's not constant. I'm not watching the dropped frames counter constantly scroll up from here. Oh yeah, for a free visual novel, this was a lot of artwork put into it. Even some voice work and a lot of music. I'm gonna say some of it is probably just stock, you know, Rinpei and all that. Why are visual novels so entertaining, I don't know. More because it's easy for me to clown on them and comment as I go through them, because I don't really have to do things while playing them. All I can do is sit back and read, and that I can do easily. Natsuki catches herself on the shelf. Also because it provides a glimpse into some people's fetishes, and that can get really weird and memorable. Yeah, Danganronpa, Sound of Drop, the Nonary games, this, Hatoful Boyfriend that we haven't actually played. What are you doing? Can you at least hold the chair steady instead of sitting and doing nothing? Who was it who told me not to help? Yeah, I got you. I hold the chair while Natsuki reaches back up. I can almost see up her skirt. Yeah, I'm gonna avert my gaze now, before she catches me with that look she's giving something off in the distance. I force myself to turn away. Natsuki seriously didn't think this through. When she realizes I'll be dead. Hup! Natsuki wraps her arms around the Parfait Girls box set, easily the largest one on the shelf. Ugh, heavy. Hey, Surat, I don't think I can bend down without falling. Hurry and take this one. Eh? But then I have to let go of the chair. That's fine. Just for a second. Hurry up. Alright. Let me just stand up. I slowly release my grip from the chair. Yeah, we are at least a smart male protagonist who doesn't want to get caught looking under the skirt of a girl who will most likely beat us to death. Yeah, we haven't finished Aviary Attorney yet either. Maybe someday. What do you mean, stand up? Natsuki looks down at me. Why are you all the way back? Eh? Natsuki looks like she just realized something, but she'll lose her balance if she moves. Natsuki, the box. What are you looking at? You're trying to look at my... Natsuki's legs shake. I'm not. I was just... Natsuki, don't try to move. Just give me the box. You perv! You set me up! Go away! Get out! But I'll do it myself! The chair suddenly swivels beneath Natsuki's feet. Natsuki? Yeah! The scene turns into chaos in a split second. The chair flies from under Natsuki's feet. Frantically, I try to catch her. The box topples out of her hands and the books go flying. I got you! Did I scare you? The full force of Natsuki's body against me throws me to the ground. A whole bunch of books pelt me in the face. Natsuki tries to shield herself with her own arms as her face lands straight on my chest. Ugh. My right arm and back seriously felt the impact. Ugh. Slowly, Natsuki comes to her senses. Ugh. She presses her arm straight into me to prop herself up. Eh? Natsuki seems to realize it's not the floor that's beneath her. Gross, gross! A fist pounds into my chest. Natsuki then hoists herself to her feet. What were you thinking? You sicko! Everything okay over here? I heard a loud noise. Monica suddenly peers in. Monica! See what happens when you put the manga on the top shelf? Are you trying to kill your club members or something? Jeez! Sorry. Oh, and one more thing. It seems like your most recent club member is a total pervert. So I hope you're happy. I didn't! Somehow it's impossible for me to explain this whole bizarre situation to Monica. I didn't do anything, I swear! I know, don't worry. Monica says that quietly to me. Well, looks like I'm off the hook. Oh no! My... Eh? I look down. Natsuki's kneeling on the floor, holding one of the books that are scattered all over. There's a large diagonal crease along the page that she's desperately trying to smooth out. Must have landed on that page. Natsuki tries a bit more to fix the crease, but she can't get it out. Suddenly, she gives up and slams the book shut, then throws it to the floor. Instead of continuing to yell, she just lowers her head. Natsuki, are you? No! Natsuki's voice squeaks. I see tears on her face. Yeah, it does look like the stream has stabilized somewhat. Going through a nice rough patch there at the beginning. I'll help get the crease out, okay? It's partially my fault, so... Natsuki shakes her head, still looking down. No, I don't even care that much. I'm just having a really bad day today. Natsuki sobs again. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I really didn't mean to. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but we'll let it slide. Hey, is there anything you want to talk about? Natsuki shakes her head. Just every day is so hard. I just want to come to the club. Natsuki falls silent again. I can't press her, so I can only do what I know how to do. Alright. Well, I'll help clean this up. And I'll move the rest of your manga for you. Ah! I pick up volume 2 of Parfait Girls. Then we'll set this one aside. This'll help cheer you up a bit, right? We can get started on it once I'm done here. Natsuki looks up with her glossy eyes. Her lip quivers. You're really nice to me. Eh? That sounds really strange coming from Natsuki. I didn't expect it at all. Well, I'm just treating you like a friend, you know? Natsuki lowers her head and stifles another sob. I'm not sure what happened to her today, but being nice is the least I could do. The next couple minutes are silent between us as I begin gathering the scattered books. I make sure to slip them into the box in their correct order. After a little bit, Natsuki starts helping. It isn't long before we're done, and I hoist the box onto the shelf where Natsuki wanted to put it. Then, I get on the stool and quickly finish moving the rest of her books from the top shelf. Alright, that should do it. I hop off the stool. Natsuki averts her gaze. Thanks. It's nothing. Natsuki's holding the volume I set aside in her hands. Alright, I'm ready. Good. Even if you weren't, I'd make you anyway. You're taking responsibility for what you said. Thing about cheering me up. If you insist. We sit in the same spot as last time, and I open the second volume. Natsuki's mood quickly improves, laughing and pointing things out to me. She's surprisingly sharp, making note of a lot of subtle repeated jokes and background elements. In the end, I'm pretty impressed by how everything ties together in this manga. I guess Natsuki has good taste after all. I heard that, you jerk! After some time, Monika gets our attention as usual, and it's time to share poems again. Guess I'll be holding on to this for now. Yep! Even you sound more enthusiastic this time. Well, I'm starting to get into it, you know. Hehehe, told ya. Yeah. I return to my seat and slip the book in my bag. So, once again, we get through the rounds here. Sayori doesn't have anything new to put up. Yuri, I believe, will have new criticism, and I believe Yuri will stop sharing poems with us at this point because she thinks we're mad at her. Because she thinks we're in love with Natsuki. And Yuri now completely shut off to us. Excuse me. Let's see what Monika has to say new. And once again, this should be save me, load me, yep. And we'll see what Natsuki has to say about our poem that she really hates, and she means it this time, guys. And she's still kind of upset. She actually gives us faint praise for getting what she likes. And she didn't even come up with she didn't even have the thought that we could have been trying to impress her, so catches her totally off guard there. And has to run to the bathroom after coming to this sudden realization. And Monika wants to know what happened. Well, I don't think we did, but you never know. And this is fun. Are you sure you're not cheating, Surat? Are you sure you're not cheating? Are you sure you don't have a word guide sitting over there off to the right side of the monitor? I'm watching you. And Natsuki's back. And at this point, Natsuki just takes it. Am I sure I'm not abusing saves? No, in fact, I haven't reloaded a save yet. So she grabs our poem and shoves it in her bag. So did we get the Amy Likes Spiders poems? I can't remember if we got Amy Likes Spiders or not. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world's better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everyone. It is longer. It is longer. And it's way too direct about one specific person. The subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, just like the girl that likes spiders, everyone has something that, you know, some little weird hobby or something weird about them that you're kind of afraid other people finding out would make them hate you. Yeah. Trigonus likes spiders. So, here we go again. Everybody reading poetry in front of everyone else. There are cute spiders. And hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Anyway. Here we are again. Let's see here. It's not going to be cheer. It's not going to be charm. Not childhood. Aura is definitely not a word for her. Breathe, no. Dark, maybe, no. None of these words are great. Funny. bubbles. Bouncy socks, lipstick, Doki Doki. Probably vanilla. Yeah. Blankets. Boop. Lucio fantasy. Kitty. Kiss. Sweets, okay. I think heartbeat is hers, but not hearts. Skipping. Headphones. Fireworks. No, fireworks aren't hers. I keep forgetting that. Fun. No, fun's not hers either, huh? Weird. How it is. The moral of the day, save documents when typing. Reminds me of the old joke that begins, so Jesus and Satan were involved in an essay writing contest. You know which one I'm talking about. Hey, you! Eh? I look up to see Natsuki next to me. Are you just gonna sit there and keep staring at nothing? There isn't that much time, so... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry or anything. It's not like I'm worried, Baka! I was just... Natsuki glances down at her side. She's holding a volume of manga in her hand. That's right. Something just came up for a minute, but we can get started now. I won't make you wait any longer. Jeez. Now you're making me feel like a jerk. If something's bothering you, you can just tell me to leave you alone and I will. I mean, assuming you didn't feel like talking about it or anything, Baka. She practically mumbles that last part. Nah, I'm probably making it seem like a bigger deal than it is. The bigger deal being that Sayori is distant today, in case you forgot. I've just been thinking about Sayori, that's all. It's a Sayori? Thinking about her? Yeah, she seems pretty down today. But she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. Natsuki exhales. Well, first of all, you should really work on your phrasing. But anyway, you're her best friend, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. In that case, I think you should trust her a little more. If she needed you, then you'd be the first person she'd go to, right? Well, I guess that's true. I mean, some people just have those days. You can't always avoid it. If anything, she probably doesn't want you to worry about her because it's not important. Yeah, that's kind of what she said to me. Maybe it's not right for me to go against her wishes. Exactly! If she needs you to worry about her, then it'll be a lot more obvious. Yeah, I should have thought of that way from the start. Natsuki fiddles with the book she's holding in her hands. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she? Don't get the wrong idea or anything. We've just been friends for a long time. It's normal to be worried about your friends. I mean, you were worried about me, so... I was not! Jeez, if you're fine, then let's hurry and get started already. Yeah. So that happened. That just a small little thing happening there. So, Yuri first. Who doesn't even say a word to me? She just kind of turns away from us and ignores us until we go away. And this is going to be somewhat the same, except she just keeps noticing. Yeah, every single media, when people say, oh, there's nothing to worry about, everything's fine, then the world explodes. Monika is now concerned that we like Natsuki, much like she was concerned we liked Yuri in the previous path, but we just sped on by it because... Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Or we learned that we might have indulged her a bit more than is just considered friendly. Of course. And we get asked to be careful about Natsuki. It's not like she's about to have her character rewritten at all, in the least. Sure we wouldn't. We wouldn't do anything to damage the club. Like, launch it out into the middle of space. With just you. And there's the lady who knows everything again. And let's show it to Sayori, so Sayori can duck out of here early. And Sayori doing the usual, yeah, you don't have to worry about what I think, considering we wrote it for somebody else. And she ducks out early because she doesn't feel well. And Natsuki is now very excited to read our next poem. And, you know, she didn't want to admit she liked it because she wanted to put us in our place. And you can still affix the word baka to every single one of her sentences. Really wasn't jealous. Uh-huh. Huh, we'll have to see that. I didn't try it last time because there was... The main problem with skipping her dialogue in the space scene was it was very short bursts of dialogue filled with like stretches of time when nothing happens and you don't have a text box. Oh yeah, gotta learn that she's not a confident writer. And all she wants to do is hear that we like her poems, regardless of whether we actually do or not. She just wants to hear that someone likes her poetry, especially us. You're going to eat cake when the spoopy stuff goes down, huh? And of course, she has a thing about being cute. Where she is cute, but just being called cute her whole life has kind of made her hate the word. Yes, it was your birthday last week. I don't know, I don't remember what sent me the message, but it said, your birthday. It's like, oh, it's someone's birthday, huh? Don't read it. Why not? Uh-huh. So we're going to do the whole song and dance of having to convince her again. You can now run for president. I am so sorry. You're now required to enter the world of politics. You shall be mourned. Yeah, we're going to make you run, and we can make you run on the Atua ticket. Atua, not any crazier than anything we've already tried. And after the long back and forth, we finally get to read her poem. But she doesn't want us to face her as we read it. Which is going to make all sorts of sense as we read this. Why don't I run? Because I'm atheist. And it'd be awfully hard to run on the Atua ticket as an atheist. Because you. Tomorrow will be brighter with me around, but when today is dim, I can only look down. My looking is a little more forward because you look at me. When I want to say something, I say it with a shout, but my truest feelings can never come out. My words are a little less empty because you listen to me. When something is above me, I reach for the stars, but when I feel small, I don't get very far. My standing is a little bit taller because you sit with me. I believe in myself with all of my heart, but what do I do when it's torn all apart? My faith is a little bit stronger because you trusted me. My pen always puts my feelings to the test. I'm not a good writer, but my best is my best. My poems are a little bit dearer because you think of me. Because you. Oh, God. What, you want extra sarcastic Joe Biden? Okay, slightly less creepy Joe Biden, too. Because that's practically what you'd be getting, is Joe Biden with extra sarcasm and less, awkward hugging. The VP debates would be just an absolute clown show. I just sit there and laugh at every single thing they said and call them idiots for saying it. Basically what Joe Biden did when he was forced to run against, Paul Ryan. So we ended up being a little surprised by a poem, a very personal poem about us. Yuri didn't say anything to us. I don't know what Yuri told us about her poem. Well, yes, it is all a clown show, but they at least tried to make the circus look good. I said try. I didn't say succeed. So Natsuki's poem, very personal, very directly about us. Because, you know, allegory is not a thing she does. So once again, we've gotten so much glurge, so much. In all of these scenes. The thing is, no matter what path we pick, it's all just overly sweet and saccharine. Because, of course it is. And she gives us the poem that she spent all the time writing. Because that's what happens in this game. And of course, you got to be willing to bet that she wrote 2 poems, one for us and one for the rest of the class. So anyway, let's just go ahead and help Natsuki. So we're going to bake with Natsuki. Also, something you may have picked up on. You notice how Monica has been saying the whole time that she's been working on the piano? Well, next time we run through this, pay attention to the music. Because you notice this is the exact same theme you get at the end when she actually breaks through and sings for us. Notice that every time this comes in, the piano gets a little bit more involved with every time they break out this theme. Just over one successive run. Just kind of listen for it in the background. At least that's what I noticed earlier this week. It's a nice touch. I'm just saying. And Yuri is still sulking that we did not pick to help her out. And they're going to give each other pep talks. And Natsuki pulls us aside a bit so we can exchange phone numbers because, well, we're going to meet up on Sunday to do baking. And yeah, the stream has definitely done a better job now. My dropped frames haven't really increased much, and they're down to 51% overall. So yeah, it apparently has stabilized enough. Yay! And apparently, her dad being home means that she has to come over to our house. And this wasn't just an excuse for the creators to not have to come up with a new background or anything, because they do come up with new backgrounds for the scene. They're just establishing something here. But notice that twice she's mentioned that her dad is not approving of her, Little Nightmares probably goes to next week, yes. But her dad is somewhat disapproving of her things, her hobbies. Except for maybe the baking. He probably approves of that. Yes, her dad is an abusive jerk. So let's skip past... No, it's not going to let me skip past that yet. It's got like a few lines of text because we're mentioning Natsuki here specifically. She has been texting me a lot, sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check. Different personality on the phone using emoji and cute language. And likes complaining about things, but kind of expected that. Putting that aside, haven't heard anything from Sayori, so we go in to her room, find out the whole story about depression once again. And now we arrive back to in on Natsuki. She's outside the front door. In what almost could be a tutu, it looks like. Just a pink ruffled skirt. Okay, fair enough. So anyway, let's go. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki's carrying a large bag that's probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You brought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home. Good! Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be that she's a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even going to offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Sarat? Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? My name not Gonta, after all. I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. This is ridiculously heavy. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. Seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? We are going to cross the gauge, yes. I mean, she is baking. You jerk! Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. And punching people. Hey! Your size has nothing to do with it. You really hate being small that much? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong, but they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? I don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey! Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know? Just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki. Forget it! I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Eh? I appreciate you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are not into body types like yours. How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. I have the internet. Gross. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness, Surat. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. So Rob, where'd you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Oh, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so... Come on! You're not putting any heart into this at all! Can't you at least try to have fun? I'm having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki's trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. That does look pretty cool. See? It's not like the baking is just about following instructions. The presentation's where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end than if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. Just like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that, too. Yeah. Maybe I will use the food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. I talk good. Eh? The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah. It'll just take a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs a whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it! After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing is already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. Of course, I am the best literature narrator. I laugh because basically, just a small break from doing the Natsuki voice I picked out. Oh god, why did I pick out pure nasal for her? I don't know. But, yeah, we were in the Chrono Trigger musical group I'm in. There has been an expressed interest to get me to read stories people could drift off to for, sleep aids. And considering this is not the first time it's actually come up, I was just kind of curious. If I did this, are there any, like, collections of stories anyone here would recommend for me to read? I'm asking that now because we still have a couple hours left in the stream and people can think about it and maybe suggest a few things. But no, people actually want me to read stories they can put up and kind of fall asleep to. I don't know how well I can do creepypasta, though. That's the thing. Anyway. And take a drink. My throat was actually starting to dry out there a little bit, in case you couldn't tell. As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger towards the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross! You got it on my face! Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but is too far away. Jeez. You know what? Take this! Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger towards my own face. You wish! I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Do you want to guess what's coming? Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? Yeah, degenerate male. That is exactly where we're going here. In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. That happened. That is a thing that just happened. And notice the drawing even has the icing gone off her finger now. Yep, that happened. What? Did you seriously just... Natsuki's so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. You think? Her face is entirely red. Surat? You really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? ... Yeah, this game is finger licking good. What kind of question is she asking me just like that? The kind that pops into her head after you suck on her finger. Yeah, there would be someone that popped in the room at this exact moment in a bigger novel. How did the mood turn to this so quickly? I would say putting your tongue on someone else's finger has a way of shifting the mood. I'm just saying. Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Saved by the alarm! Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder! You left a dirty tray in here, dummy! How could you make a mistake like that? Hey, you should have checked before turning the oven on. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. What's this about fingers? Well, when you get to Sunday and you pick either Yuri or Natsuki, there comes a scene in which fingers get licked. And the person doing the licking is not attached directly to the finger that he or she is licking. And it comes pretty much out of nowhere in all cases. So it's just kind of like, the hell? That's kind of what's going on there, yes. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting him in the oven now. Yeah. The tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then, I reluctantly picked up the whisk and continued with the icing, like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good! The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they all look! But just don't expect it to go any further than that down any road you would expect. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. Yeah, they'll look even better once we add the icing. Not like you needed to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake. Like happy birthday or whatever. Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Well, it's a literature event, right? We can make more literature themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It'd be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. But that's actually a really cute idea, so... Maybe I'm getting it from you. Well, what's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well... Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle on each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about it before, Natsuki quickly moves on. And just in case you're curious, yeah, the weirder finger-looking of it happens with Yuri, because she brings a knife to do cutting with, of course, You play with this knife and cut your finger open a little bit. She sees it and just on some instinct pops your finger into her mouth to lick the blood off. And then she gets mortified that you did it, and just to make her feel better, you grab her hand and stick her finger into your mouth. I don't know either. It's just a thing that happens. She shows me how to apply the icing, then we each get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. But tasty. Besides, my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we'd have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Already? That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. Man, as usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish you would listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today, how she was so suicidally depressed and I had left her all alone. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Yeah, well, this is high school. And now we're just getting to the closing bits. So we tell her it doesn't have to be that way at all, and there's possibility we could have more fun times like this in the future, because it's all sweet, and it's all calm. And there's absolutely nothing weird at all going on. Invite her to maybe hang out and read manga, or maybe go out on a date somewhere. And she gets close, standing inches away, her fingers clutching at the sides of the shirt. She's gazing into your eyes along with slightly parted lips. You can feel her breaths against you. She says she's had feelings for a little while now, and then suddenly she jumps back because Sayori bolts into the area. Swastika cupcakes? That doesn't sound beautiful. Really doesn't sound like beautiful times. And Sayori bursts in to see how we were getting along with Natsuki here. And now we can skip. And now it is the day of the festival again. Once again, we've seen all that before. Yeah, probably shouldn't be making swastika cupcakes. I'm just gonna say that's probably not an okay thing to do, even in high school. Just gonna throw that out there.